Good morning and welcome to my class. See, today we are going to start with a new topic, that is measures of dispersion. Okay. See, we are in unit 3, summarization measures, correct? In this, there are two subunits, measures of central tendencies and measures of dispersion. So this one we have completed, measures of central tendencies. Okay. In this, what we have learned, क्या क्या पढ़ा हमने इसमें? We have learned what is mean, correct? How to find out median. Yes. What is quartiles, deciles, percentiles, and one more thing. What was that? Mode. So these are the things which we have studied in this subunit, correct? Today we are going to start with measures of dispersion. Okay. Now let me tell you first what is the meaning of dispersion. See, forget about mathematics. Just what is the literal meaning of dispersion? Dispersion meaning is spread. How far the data is spread. See, you might have heard a sentence like this: the school got dispersed, or class got dispersed. Meaning what? छुट्टी हो गई, ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, क्लास की छुट्टी हो गई. मतलब the students were sitting in the class and now the class got dispersed. So the students have scattered here and there. Okay. So the dispersion means scatteredness, scattered. कितना फैल गया है. That is what is called the dispersion. Now see, as you know that, suppose there are two groups and I want to compare two groups. Okay. Suppose for example, there is a class first year BCom A division and there is another class first year BCom B division. And suppose I want to compare in which class there are students with good percentage. Which class has got high percentage of students. Okay, I mean marks wise, academic. So one method is what? You find out the mean marks or average marks of this class, students of FIA and FI. Is what we are going to do. We will find the average marks of both the groups. Okay. Suppose in FIA, I got the average as say 65 marks. And in FIB, suppose I got 70. Now, if I ask you, which group is a better group? What you will say? FIB. Because you see that the average marks for this class is higher than the average marks in A division. Okay. You know how to find out mean. Mean, how do you calculate the mean? You add all the marks and divide by total. That is how we find out X bar mean. Add all the values and divide by total value. That means you will add the marks of all the students of first year BCom and then divide by total number of students. So this mean, that is 65, it is representing this group. जैसे कि एक क्लास में एक क्लास का मॉनिटर होता है, he or she is a representative of that class, है ना? ऐसे ही ये जो मीन है, it is like a representative of this class. So what we do, पूरी क्लास को, देखो एक क्लास का एक मॉनिटर है, रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है, तो पूरी क्लास से बात ना करके we just talk to the CR of the class and from that person we can make out कि ये क्लास कैसी होगी, you know, because individually to reach out to each and every student may not be that a simple thing. So we generally look at the representative. Okay. तो ये जो mean है और average है, it is like a representative of that group. तो हमने क्या किया, इस वाले ग्रुप का रिप्रेजेंटेटिव यानी एवरेज निकाला, that is 65, दूसरे ग्रुप का निकाला, उसका एवरेज 70, and then we compare. और हमने देखा कि ये वाले ग्रुप का एवरेज ज्यादा है. तो what conclusion we have drawn कि कौन सा वाला क्लास में अच्छे स्टूडेंट है? FIB. But this method may not be always a correct method. See, ऐसा कभी कभी हो सकता है, एक ग्रुप का लीडर बहुत अच्छा है but not all the students in that class are good. That can be possible, correct? So ये जो method है दो group को compare करने का, this is not a very effective method. Let me explain you with the help of one example. आज हम ये पढ़ने वाले measures of dispersion. Okay, second one. Let me give you one example. Consider the following groups, giving marks of 5 students. यहाँ मेरे पास 3 ग्रुप है, ग्रुप ए, ग्रुप बी एंड ग्रुप सी. ग्रुप ए में ये 5 बच्चों के मार्क्स हैं 20, 20, 20, 20. All of them have got marks 20. ग्रुप बी में 10, 25, 35, 12 and 18. These are the marks. Okay. And in group C, marks are 25, 2, 5, 13. If you want, we can put a comma here. Okay. These are the marks of 5 students. Correct? I have not put the comma, only the space is there. So these are the marks. Now I ask you one question. Out of these 3 groups, which group you feel is a best group? तो अपना हमारा जो जनरल मेथड है, व्हाट वी डू, वी फाइंड द एवरेज एंड देन वी कंपेयर द एवरेज. जिस ग्रुप का एवरेज ज्यादा है, वी से दैट ग्रुप इज ए बेटर ग्रुप, ओके, और द बेस्ट ग्रुप, व्हाटएवर. यहाँ 3 है, तो हम क्या करेंगे, तीनों ग्रुप का एवरेज निकालेंगे. ओके, लेट अस फाइंड आउट द एवरेज और मार्क्स ऑफ द फर्स्ट ग्रुप. तो हाउ विल यू फाइंड आउट द एवरेज फॉर द फर्स्ट ग्रुप? व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, add all the marks and then divide by 5. So when you add these 5 marks, what are you going to get? 20 plus 20 plus 20 up to, you will get 100. So 100 divided by 5. So what is the average? It is 1. Correct? What about the second group? Find out the average. Add all these marks. So if you have the calculator, 10 plus 25 plus 35 plus 12 plus 18. कितना आ रहा है? Is it also 100? Yes, 100 divided by 5. इस ग्रुप का एवरेज भी कितना आ गया? 20 आ गया. What about the third group? थर्ड ग्रुप का 2 plus 5 plus 13 plus 40 plus 40 कितना? 100 divided by 5. इसका भी 20 आ गया. So you have noticed here, all the 3 groups have got the same average. Now how will you decide which group is the best group? Can you guess anything here? आपको क्या लगता है कौन सा ग्रुप अच्छा सबसे बेस्ट ग्रुप है? Look at the marks carefully. In the first group, all the 5 students have got the same marks, 20. In the second group, there is a student who has got 10 marks and there is a student who has got 35 marks. There is a wide gap between the smallest number and the biggest number. What about in group C? There is a student who has got just 2 marks. But there are 2 students who have got 40 marks. You see the gap. So what you say, what you suggest, or what you can predict, or what you think, which group is a best group according to you? देखो तीनों का ग्रुप का एवरेज तो सेम ही है, तो that method fails, है ना? तो what you suggest, which one is a better group? Which one? See, the group in which all the students are of same level, that is considered as more homogeneous or better group. Because what happens if in a class there is a wide gap between the marks of students. One student is getting 1 or 2, 0 marks, and the other one is very smart, is getting full out of 100% marks. Then there is a wide gap between the marks, correct? So this group is not considered as a better group, because even for teacher also it will be difficult to teach. How will, if all the students are of the almost a similar level, then it is a better group, because the better plans can be made for such a group. समझ में आ गया आपको? Yes. So which group is a better group? जिसमें range or the variation is less. जहां पर वेरिएशन कम होगा, वेरिएशन मतलब स्प्रेड, जितना मार्क्स में स्प्रेड ज्यादा होगा, दैट ग्रुप विल नॉट बी अ बेटर ग्रुप. सब क्लोज होंगे एक दूसरे के, तो दैट इज अ बेटर ग्रुप. सो all the groups have got the same mean 20. Look at this line. All the groups have got same mean 20. But in group A, the average 20 completely represents the given data. Correct? All the students have got 20 marks. Also, the variation in the values is nil in this. There is no variation in the values. Sabhi ko same marks. Okay? So this group is considered as the best group. You understood? So what we say here, look at here. So group A is more consistent or homogeneous. Okay? So which is a better group? The group which has got more consistency. Or in this case, group A is the best group. Okay? So more, do you remember like this? More consistency, best group or better group. 2 group है तो better group, 3 है तो best group. Okay? So more consistency or homogeneous, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Less variation in the data. Less variation, more consistency. देखो यहाँ variation कम है ना, सब 20-20 है. Variation is very less. सबसे छोटा और सबसे बड़े का बीच का difference is very less. So it is more consistent. Understood? So according to this scatterness theory, group C should be the worst group. Because group C में देखो, 2 student को बहुत अच्छे marks है, but there are students who are getting in single digit, 2 and 5. So this cannot be considered as a best group, even though यहाँ पर 2 student अच्छे हैं. But फिर भी हम इस ग्रुप को अच्छा ग्रुप नहीं बोल सकते हैं. It cannot be considered as a consistent or homogeneous. Okay. So there are certain measures of dispersion. That is what we are going to learn today. So I hope you have understood the meaning of consistency, homogeneous, and scatterness. Okay. Let us move ahead. Now see here. What is the definition? A measure of spread or scatter of the data is called measure of dispersion. कितना फैला हुआ है डेटा, उसका measure, that is called the measure of dispersion. Correct? Note, the measure of dispersion can be used to compare 2 or more distributions. That is what we have seen now. ये problem में हमने देखा 3 तरह के distribution दिए थे. To compare कौन सा group giving you better performance. Okay. So measure of dispersion is used to compare 2 or more distributions. Look at the third line. The distribution with less dispersion is more consistent. जिसमें dispersion कम होगा, that group will have more consistency. That is what is written here. जो अभी हमने problem में देखा था, I mean this example में, that is what we noted, and वही मैंने यहाँ लिखा. The distribution with less dispersion is more consistent or homogeneous, and the one with more dispersion is less consistent. Okay? तो जैसे यहाँ पर इसमें देखो वेरिएशन बहुत ज्यादा था, कितना था? 2 है और ये 40, so there is the gap of 38. So there is more variation in this data, so it is less consistent. Okay? More dispersion means less consistent. Okay? Now let us see the types of measures of dispersion. There are 2 types of measures of dispersion. One is called absolute measure, the other one is called the relative measure. Absolute measure will give you the actual extent of scatterness of the data. कितना data फैला हुआ है उसका measure. It will give you the actual value. Relative measure is expressed as a pure number and it is independent of the units. Meaning what? एक डेटा है सपोज वेट का, तो उसका यूनिट क्या होता है? किलोग्राम. एक डेटा है से हाइट का, उसका यूनिट क्या होता है? मीटर और सेंटीमीटर और व्हाटएवर. So relative measure is independent of the units. That's all you have to understand. Don't worry about this too much. Okay. Now following are the measures of dispersion. जैसे हमने measures of central tendency में mean, median, mode वगैरह पढ़ा था, यहाँ पर ये हमको पढ़ना है. First one is range, second one is quartile deviation, third one is mean deviation, and the last one is standard deviation. So let us start with range. Now, as the name suggests, what is the meaning of range? Range is defined as difference between the largest and smallest. Okay, in the data. So range is defined as L minus S, where what is L? L is the largest value. What is S? It is the smallest. So the difference between the largest and the smallest value is called as range. What is coefficient of range? It is a relative measure. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, there are two types of measure, absolute and relative, है ना? तो जो coefficient of range है, it is the relative measure, and it is defined as coefficient of range is L minus S divided by L plus S. L is the largest value and S is the smallest value. Now again here, the distribution with smaller value of range, जिसका range का value small होगा और coefficient of range भी small होगा, वो वाला distribution क्या होगा? It will be more consistent. जिसमें less variation, more consistency. तो यहाँ पर भी वही बात है. जिस distribution में coefficient of range का value कम होगा, that distribution will be more consistent. Okay. So let us solve one problem to illustrate this. Look at here. Look at this problem. The students of two groups, A and B, obtained following marks in a test of mathematics. Find which group gave more consistent performance based on coefficient of range. यहाँ आपको दो ग्रुप दिए हैं, मार्क्स ऑफ ग्रुप ए एंड मार्क्स ऑफ ग्रुप बी. दोनों ग्रुप के स्टूडेंट्स के यहाँ मार्क्स आपको दिए हैं. What you have to find out? You have to find out which group is having more consistent performance. किस ग्रुप का परफॉर्मेंस is more consistent? And what you have to use? Based on coefficient of range. तो आपको क्या निकालना होगा? दोनों ग्रुप के लिए find out coefficient of range. और जिस ग्रुप में coefficient of range is smaller, that group is more consistent. Okay, so let us find out. So for group A, let us first find out for group A. Can you tell me what is the highest, lowest value, largest value in group A? 47. Yes, 47 is the largest value. Correct, no? Nahin. Wait a minute. 43, 41. Yes, 47 is the largest value. What is the smallest value? 35. Okay. So you can find out the coefficient of range. For group A, what is the coefficient of range? How do you calculate? L minus S divided by L plus S. So L minus S divided by L plus S. So that is 47 minus 35 divided by 47 plus 35. So what is 47 minus 35? So it is 12 divided by 47 plus 35. That is 82, correct? So 12 divided by 82, how much? That is equal to 0.146. So let us write down 0.146. No? So I will write 1. Okay. So we have calculated the coefficient of range for the first group. In a similar way, calculate coefficient of range for group B. So for group B, what is the largest value? 80. And what is the smallest value? Smallest value is 35. Correct? So find out coefficient of range. That is L minus S divided by L plus S. So it is 80 minus 35 divided by 80 plus 30. Correct? What is, sorry? 80 minus 35 is 45. Okay, so can you calculate that? Coefficient of range? 45 divided by 115, correct? No? So what is that? 45 divided by 115. How much? 0.39. Okay. So we have calculated the coefficient of range for both the group. For group A, it is 0.15. For group B, it is 0.8. Where it is, now we have to find out which group is more consistent. So as per our definition, which group is more consistent? The group having less coefficient of range. The distribution with smaller value of range and coefficient of range is more consistent. So किसका smaller है इसमें से? First group का ना? 0.15 is less than 0.39. So which group is more consistent? Group A. Therefore, group A is more consistent. So we can write here. Group A is more consistent. जिस group का coefficient of range is less, that group is more consistent. तो यहाँ पर ये दो group में more consistent performance is group A. Even though you see in group B highest marks is 80, in group A में highest marks 47 है, but फिर भी group A is more consistent. Okay. So I hope you have understood the meaning of dispersion and coefficient of, I mean, the first measure of dispersion. Understood all of you? So this was very, very simple. Range mein, you have to find out the difference between the biggest value and the smallest value. But we will take coefficient of range. Why we take coefficient of range? Because ये दो group हम, you know, these two groups are of mass. But एक ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि एक group height का हो और दूसरे group में weight हो. So units will be different. And that is why always we go for the relative measure. जहाँ पर unit नहीं होता है. So that is why we choose coefficient. Okay. Now let us see the next measure of dispersion. That is called quartile deviation. This is the second measure of dispersion. The quartile, you know what are quartiles now? You know, we have already completed that chapter. So there are three quartiles, you know. If you have a, your data is like arranged in the order. If this is your data and this is the smallest value, and suppose this is the largest value, biggest value, then you know what are the quartiles? They divide the data into how many parts? 4 parts, right? So quartile, 3 quartiles are there, Q1, Q2 and Q3. They divide the data into 4 parts. So each part में कितने values होते हैं? 25%, correct now? 25% values in each part. Okay. So if I ask you, the middle 50% of the values, where are they? बीच के 50% values. They are between Q1 and Q2. Yes or no? The middle 50% of the values are between Q1 and Q3. Q1 और Q3 के बीच में 25 plus 25 यानी 50%. Correct? So quartile deviation में what we do? We take the middle 50% of the value. We don't take the biggest and the smallest. जैसे range में हम क्या करते थे? Biggest और smallest का difference लेते थे. Quartile deviation में we will take the difference between the middle 50%. That means the difference between Q3 and Q1. So that is what is quartile deviation. The quartile deviation considers only middle 50% of the values in the data. Okay. Quartile deviation is defined as follows. Quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 upon Q. And what is the coefficient of quartile deviation? It is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. Matlab instead of taking L minus S divided by L plus S, we are taking only Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. That's all. Okay. Where what is Q1 and Q3? You already know that Q1 is the first quartile and Q3 is the third quartile. And you also know how to calculate it. So let us solve one problem to illustrate this. Okay, come here. This one. Let us do this problem now. Find quartile deviation and its coefficient for the following data representing weights of children. So your first row is giving the weight in kilograms and the second row is giving the frequency, that is number of children. We have to find out quartile deviation and its coefficient both. So first of all, we have to find out the quartiles Q1 and Q3. Yes, no? जब तक हमको Q1 and Q3 नहीं पता चलेगा, you cannot find out QD, quartile deviation. So the very first thing is to find Q1 and Q3. So let us calculate. ये problem हमने already किया है जब when I had taught you the quartile. So let us do it once again to solve the. Just change the color. So as usual, as I told you, I'm comfortable when my table is written in a vertical way. So I will write down this table in a vertical way. Weight, the first column, and in the next column, number of children. Number of children means it is nothing but the frequency, correct? So the same table, let me write down in the vertical way. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. And the number of children, that is frequency, is 7, 11, 15, 13, 9 and 5. Okay. So we will first find out Q1 and Q3. So to find Q1 and Q3, what we need? सबसे पहले हमको क्या निकालना होगा? Cumulative frequency. Correct? Find out cumulative frequency. So for the first one, it will be 7. Next to 7 plus 11, that is 18. Then 18 plus 15, कितना होगा? 33. Then 33 plus 13, 46. Then 46 plus 9, 55. And the last one, 55 plus 5, that is 60. So the very first step to find Q1 and Q3, so we will find Q1 first. To find Q1, the very first step is to calculate cumulative frequency. The next step is what? Find capital N. What is capital N? Summation of frequencies. How much it is? If you add this column, summation of frequency, you will get 60, correct? So N is 60. N is equal to 60. So we have calculated N. Now for Q1, what we need to calculate? We need to find out N upon 4. Yes. So 60 upon 4. What is 60 upon 4? It's 15. Correct? Now what is the last step? Look at the cumulative frequency column where frequency exceeds 15. कहाँ है वो? So you will put an arrow here, and it is for which one? It is for 12. So Q1 का value कितना हो गया? Q1 is equal to 12. Yes. Now can you find out Q3? To calculate Q3, you will need 3n by 4. Correct? No? To find out 3n by 4. And I'm giving you 1 minute. Calculate and write in the chat box. Q3, calculate 3n by 4. That is 3 into 60 upon 4. कितना आता है? 45, no? Okay. Then look at the cumulative frequency column. Where should I put an arrow? Here. It is for which? So Q3 का value कितना हो गया? 40. Q3 is equal to Q3 is 14 and Q1 is 12. Can you find out quartile deviation? Q3 is 14 and Q1 is 12. What is quartile deviation? It is Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. So it is 14 minus 12 upon 2. Answer is 1. Okay. And what is coefficient of quartile deviation? It is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. Correct? So it is 14 minus 12 divided by 14 plus 12. 14 minus 12 is 2. 14 plus 12 is 26. So what is 2 upon 26? 0.076. So you can say 0.076. You can say. So in this way, we can find out quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. This was the problem where you are having the discrete type of data. See, why I'm going little fast? Because we already know how to find out Q1 and Q3. Once you know Q1 and Q3, you have to simply put in the formula and get the answer. Okay? Let us see the next one. Find quartile deviation and its coefficient for the following data. So here the marks are in the class interval. So यहाँ आपको Q1 के लिए formula लगाना है. Okay? So you will get the value of Q1, you will get the value of Q3. Then find out quartile deviation. Here, you know what formula is for Q1? L1 plus L2 minus L1 into N by 4 minus CF divided by L. And for Q3, L1 plus L2 minus L1. क्योंकि यहाँ पर आपको क्लास इंटरवल आएगा, डायरेक्ट वैल्यू नहीं आएगा, है ना? तो 3N by 4 minus CF divided by. Find cumulative frequency first. Find N. For Q1, find N by 4. Locate the Q1 class and then apply the formula. Once you get these values, find out quartile deviation by Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. And coefficient of quartile deviation Q3 minus Q1 upon Q3 plus. Okay. So this I am giving you for homework. Already you know how to find out Q1 and Q3. Just put in the formula and get the answer. Okay. And this problem already we have done. वो आप सब स्लाइड देखेंगे ना उसका रिकॉर्डिंग, तो ऑलरेडी Q1 Q3 हमने कैलकुलेट किया हुआ है. So just simply you can put the. Okay. So today we have seen two types of measures of dispersion, range and quartile deviation. Next time we will see mean deviation, the third measure. Mean deviation. Okay. Now see, if your exam happens to be online exam, अगर objective type है, तो आपको ऐसे बड़े-बड़े question नहीं आएंगे. मतलब because there will not be much time for that. 1 घंटे का एग्जाम होता है. तो ऐसे केस में you know you will be actually given the values of Q1 and Q3. और फिर आपको केवल फॉर्मूला में रखना है. So that becomes more easy. और अगर आपको theory exam होता है offline, then such type of problems may come. So you have to actually find the values. Okay? So these are the assignment problems. This I will give you as a homework and this also. ये भी problem मैंने already आपको दिया है for finding Q1 and Q3. So if you have done that homework, you already have the answers for Q1 and Q3. Only thing is that you have to find out the quartile deviation and its coefficient. Okay, so with this we stop here. Thank you all.